What is up, Bitcoin Radio? Happy Friday for those of you that it's still Friday and early Saturday morning. You Saturday morning listeners on this show probably are drinking and trading at the moment, so just be careful with what you're doing as always. Hope everybody's doing great. Bitcoin's holding and steadily, I would almost say climbing, but we're a little lower than the peak of last week or this previous week, excuse me, at 8170 ish. At the moment, makes me happy. I was reading a post off of one of the groups I'm in, and people are like, this is kind of just exactly where Bitcoin's supposed to be. Like, why is everybody so so up and down, emotional? Like, because it's not going back down. Like, that was my exact answer. It's just been really happy just to see some strength there at some of the support lines in the sevens, and even the sixes, obviously from the week prior. But anyways, so tonight's episode, what we're doing, this live cast, the show that we're going to be giving everybody for the podcast in the morning, and obviously for the live show that we are on right now, is with the Lynx Wallet founders, the Lynx Wallet team. I got Fred and Kory about to join me here in a few minutes. What's up, Tim Pace? Good to see you, man. And Fred has been a listener of the show for some time. He's been a member of CCT for quite a while, and someone who I've just watched that journey and what they've been building with Lynx, and how they're. And I'm sure Fred will get into a lot more detail, obviously, and we've had them on the show already. But now they're live. This project that they've been working on so hard and so diligently on is live at the moment, and I'm really excited. For a lot of the reasons that I stand for. This really kind of encompasses a lot of the things that I've always been preaching about what crypto needs to be, how it needs to be perceived. And look, I'm a maximalist when it comes to a standard. Bitcoin is the standard to me, and that's the gold of the cryptocurrency age. But that is not the only way that crypto can operate. And I'm not a maximalist in that area. And I really find that, that people really need to keep their eyes and ears open. And so many people are just like so burnt by crap projects, or, just hearing one thing after the other about some project that failed or scam people. Folks, get your head out of your, because it's not always like that. Go look in San Francisco in the history of the tech world. How many scams and bad projects and bad business models were there since tech began, right? A lot. Get over it. Keep your eyes and ears open. I'm not saying go be stupid again, right? I mean, we all learn lessons, just learn from them, Anyways, so before I give you guys a lecture on why everybody's crazy, including myself, let's kind of move into this next, phase of the show. And that is, bringing your friend on. And before I bring them on, I'm not telling anybody to buy this. I'm not telling anybody to go and start, becoming like the biggest fan. I'm just telling you, I've really enjoyed watching this project grow, and to see them live, I'm very, very proud. And, I've just been keeping up with Fred on Facebook for the most part about how many users. I think they're around 10,000, if not more. I mean, I think I saw the last post I think I saw Fred was 9,000, but you can educate me here in a minute. Anyways, but without further ado, let me bring on Fred and Kory. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Bitcoin Radio. Good to have you on.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
All right. So it's been a heck of a week, has it not?
Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy because what we've done this week is sort of we launched like 3 products or 4 products at once, I would say. So, basically we launched a new blockchain with a new iOS wallet, with a new Android wallet, and with a new desktop wallet. with 9 of us, So we have 4 products. And, there's a lot of intersections of things that can go wrong when you have 4 products. And then there's almost a 5th, which is sort of this referral thing, which is, invite your friends and get links and all this stuff, which is kind of why we're growing like a weed, And so, we were a little bit holding our breath, initially Monday. That's why I didn't really I wasn't like, yeah, it's going to work. I was like, I didn't even say it, I just sort of, okay, we're live, guys. And then we knew that something had happened like an hour afterwards. We're like, whoa, is that right? And then Syed, from US Cafe Blocks is like, yeah, Fred, you have 1,000 people out here on the chain.
Wow.
Already. And,
and that had to feel good. I mean, just that instant credibility.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like, and then, of course, we're getting notice that, our Twilio bill is like really high. And, so we had, and then we're like, okay, we got to make sure that we had some guy in Vietnam who was trying to send, he thought he was going to get $20,000 by sending 20,000 fake phone number referrals. And
sure,
it didn't work for him. but it cost us like $1,000.
Oh man. Hey,
It costs us $5 to do a phone verification right now. So, then we were like, okay, we got to put captchas in here to stop anybody from trying to do phone verifications, and then we said, okay, we're going to now put IP verification, so that if you try to verify, if you try to give yourself some credit for an IP, we're going to check those two IPs and, sorry, it didn't work, So we kind of got that sort of anti-fraud detection stuff in place, because it's this is the first real a thing I've seen on blockchain where there's a wallet and a referral program and a new blockchain all in one, and it's basically an open invitation to hackers to find some way in there, So.
Sure. And it's not like this is your first rodeo as far as launching something or bringing attention, trying to get attention in a marketing aspect. I mean, you've been doing business for a long time, Fred, in one capacity or the next. Yeah. But let's take a step back real quick with you. As far as, the actual project itself, I know you've been on the show before. Kory, feel free to chime in here, but let's just kind of reassess, for the audience. Maybe they're hearing this one for the very first time. What exactly is Lynx Wallet? I mean, as much as a fan as I am, as much as I've been posting, what are you doing?
So Lynx Wallet started out as a wallet on EOS, which is, a blockchain that launched in June of 2018. And we were there kind of right before it launched, and we'd sort of decided that this blockchain looked interesting for another project that we were doing. And then basically we said, okay, let's get on this project. And then when it launched, we realized there wasn't really a wallet that we could use to build our kind of app on top of. And so then we sort of said, well, we're not really in the wallet business, but who is? So let's just build a wallet, and we just kind of rallied, and we're like, okay, Kory, can you mock up what we consider to be a great wallet? And then he did.
I feel like we mocked it up in it was 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, honestly, it was so fast, right? And then we kind of got our thing out, and then it was
but hold on, not to interrupt you real quick, but I actually love that concept, because it means that it's one thing, and one thing specifically, relatively simple. You didn't overthink it. It's what, just the idea of a mock only taking that long. I mean, look, there's a lot of wallets. You don't have to recreate the wheel, simplify, make it easy. And I know it's been one of your pillars here, Fred. Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to.
So we built this wallet very quickly, right? And initially it was just, there's a wallet that you could send EOS on and store your EOS, right? That was the very first thing. I think we built that wallet in 3 weeks.
It was 3 weeks.
It was 3 weeks, wow. Right? And then we got it out, and people were like, wow, this thing really actually looks good. It's a great little wallet, and I trust it and everything else. And so after that, we said, okay, great. Now, wouldn't it be great if this mobile wallet, right, had the capability of having apps on it, right? And, and then people are like, well, you can't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't do that? And they're like, you have to use, for apps, you have to use MetaMask, right?
Because at that time, there was no mobile wallets. It was Scatter, and there was all
sure.
wallets.
And so basically we're like, I was like, went to our third co-founder, Jake, our CTO, and I was like, Jake, do you think you could put an app in there and have a deep link in there, and with an API, we could call this thing from our wallet? And he's like, I think so, yeah. Why don't we try to do that? So then we basically got that thing working, and we got that working with a gambling app called EOS Bet, right? And we saw this thing on desktop, and then we were like, this would be awesome if we could get this thing in a mobile wallet. How cool would it be? You're sitting there at the train station, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to bet 5 EOS. And we were like, that would be really awesome, right? So we built that, and we showed it to them, and they were like, wow, this is great. And so we kind of, our first trajectory upwards, right, in the EOS world was kind of on the backs of EOS Bet, right? Because they signed up all these people for really the first mass market gambling thing on crypto, right? And we were the wallet that supported EOS Bet, right? So it was great. We had a great sort of symbiotic relationship. They were driving up users, and we were getting people in through the wallet. So long story short, that had a really great run in 2018, right? And in right around, and even up until about March of 2019, But in 2019, we started realizing that EOS had all these problems. Like, we couldn't just depend on EOS Bet to kind of get us our traffic, right? Like EOS, basically every single account that you have costs you like $2 to $3 per account. Sure. And we couldn't, we for us, like we were losing $3 on every account that we had. So it's sort of like great news, you signed up 50,000 accounts. Bad news, you have to
you have $25,000.
Yeah, it's so we were sitting there and we've now gotten all these apps in Lynx, and they're going to us the same thing. They're saying like, I could probably get 100,000 people to sign up for my social networking app, but then I'm going to be broke. So like the math didn't work. So we were like saying there must be a better way. And we had hoped for a long time that EOS was going to solve this stuff. But right about that time, we just had kind of given up, and we said, look, we're going to need to make some changes to the blockchain to make this thing to so where we can really use this blockchain, and we're not like religious about blockchains, right?
Sure.
We want to make a product that consumers can use, right?
So one of the biggest issues was the onboarding of users on EOS, because the only way you could do it was going to a mobile device, and then it costs money to do that. So it's like, for example, if you came to us, it cost us money. If you wanted to go to Scatter on a desktop or anywhere else, you could literally not buy an EOS account on desktop. You can't do it because if you went to Scatter, it requires you to have EOS to create an EOS
account. Like a catch-22.
Like,
it's the most absurd situation ever, right? So
you can't get in without having it. You can't have it without getting in. I mean,
craziest thing. And on top of that, early this year, Apple started kind of cracking down on crypto apps, right?
It's crazy, by the way.
If you're on Apple, they're like, well, okay, we can put it on desktop, but we need a way for the desktop to work, right? And we couldn't get the desktop to work with EOS. Just doesn't work, right? We need these free accounts. So, this was the theory of this. And so the theory is, look, it should be doable, right? And, and then we're sort of like, well, look, while we're at it, let's make some changes to the blockchain, because some of these changes, some of this stuff was like built by techies, and it's built by techies for techies. 12 character account names. Like what other service in the world uses that? Nobody.
Yeah, and especially in today's day and age where people are so reliant on simplicity and ease of use, and whatever it takes for their lives to be as seamless and transitionless as possible.
It was kind of like what you said before, Joe. It's like why reinvent the wheel? It was like users are already used to signing up Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's like here's your username, here's your name. Like, why can it not be that simple?
Exactly this, and why can't it be exactly the same? Right.
Well said. So exactly the same.
Like, we don't want to reinvent it at all. We want to have the exact same user onboarding of Twitter, for example, right?
Yep.
So basically, that was the first thing. How could we do that? And then we saw a lot of other advantages. Like as we sort of thought through this, we were like, well, the other advantages we're starting with a new blockchain, right? And the new blockchain is going to have a very low token price. Fine, great, but we can give out a lot of the tokens to people playing games or inviting friends, right? So we're like, okay, now this could sort of solve our marketing budget, because now if we're creating this new blockchain, imagine we're creating Bitcoin and we're saying we're giving 1 Bitcoin out to everybody who signs up a friend to Bitcoin. Well, you're going to get a lot of Bitcoin users, right? And so that was exactly our thinking, is like, we're going to create exactly the same setup as Bitcoin, 21 million coins, but instead of mining these coins, we're going to give them out to people who invite their friends and who play these games, right? So now the experience of somebody joining is, well, my friend Joe Blackburn sent me this link. I'm going to sign it. Oh, okay, great. Now I got these games that I can play, and I can win one of these Lynx coins by playing these games. All right, whatever. Let me try. Oh, and then you sort of get hooked. And then you're like, I need more Lynx coins. I want more Lynx coins.
On a side note, it was like one of the biggest problems we ran into is once you got into, let's say, EOS or Bitcoin or anything or Ethereum, it's like once you get into these things, you're like, I want to check out these apps. Now you have to go through the barrier of getting the token to play the games to win the tokens. And that was one of the most frustrating things, because it's like anything. You just want to come and try it out. If you like it, you're gonna stay. And if not, so we were like, let's just do these free to play games. And it's just like you come and you win a little bit, and you're like, all right, I just keep
pretty
doing
cool.
And so, and the thing is, look, I have a background in games. I had a big free-to-play game site before, back in 2000. And so I have a lot of background in games, and our CTO is a gamer, right? He's got some games in the App Store. And so we were like, you know what? This is like, not only that, it's going to be fun. Like I really like this consumer stuff. Like, I'm not about enterprise at all, you know? I'm all consumer. I'm targeting, like, you know, middle America, you know, that was, you know, and that for all my history of the companies I've done, that's kind of it. You know, I'm sort of that hitting that middle. So I have a pretty good nose for what middle America wants. And of course, middle America equals middle everywhere, right? But
absolutely,
I call it America because I think in terms of the US, right? But like somebody in Mississippi, will they like to play solitaire and win some coins? Yeah, they will. You know,
they will.
Will they like to take those coins and bet on the NFL game? Yeah, they will. You know what I mean?
They will.
They will totally want to do that. You know, would you play video poker if it's free to play and you can hit a royal flush and you can win, you know, 20 Lynx coins? Of course you
I'll
will.
play right now.
Right.
Like,
so,
what are we doing on this interview? I'm wasting Lynx time.
Right, exactly. And so, you know, my point is, like, these things are really great customer growth and customer retention things. So there's a lot. So we saw that as a niche that nobody was exploiting, right? Which is free to play games, totally free. You come in, it's free to play. There's no consideration. It's not gambling. There's nothing. We ask nothing other than your time and maybe referral to, you know, spam your friends, if you want to call it.
And you're not even asking for that. You're just, I mean, that's just an option. You can come in and not do anything if you don't want, right?
Right. But, you know, so we
obviously we would want that, but
yeah. So, but then we sort of built that into the product, right? Because if we say, well, there's this referral program and go to this website and type this in, like, you know what, nobody's going to go, right?
Correct.
But if we have it built right into the product where it's like, you know, click here and send an invite to your friends, click here and see how many friends you got. Oh, you got 2 links, notification, you know? So we sort of built that into the product and we sort of held our breath, right? And then, you know, on this Monday, we came in and we were like, okay, do we actually have anybody who's referring anybody else? And oh yeah, we did, you know? And so to answer your question, I'm going to give you the exact user count right now. You can see it, by the way, if you go to lynx.blocks, bloks.io, if you pull that up, you have.
I'm actually going to pull it up right now.
Yeah, so go to lynx.bloks.io.
Yeah,
so look at the corner in the end. So that's how many accounts we have, 19,000.
Oh my goodness gracious. Congratulations, by the way. That's incredible. I thought it was like around 10,000. I mean, I was like, oh shoot, I hope I didn't say too many.
Yesterday.
Wow. You guys should be so proud of that. I mean, look, to get any amount of movement that way in the blockchain space right now, and I one of your posts that I saw you say, you know, if you had paid somebody, I think you said it was only one person or something, or one entity to help market. And I don't even know if that was the actual context.
How much did it cost to generate that? Like, you know, I mean, I was on the phone with an exchange today.
$50,000. I don't know. I mean, a lot.
Well, let's compute it. Look, if you're trying to get somebody to sign up for a new blockchain, okay.
Yep.
I don't know. You pick your blockchain. I don't know. You know, Telos. You know.
Sure.
You know, Chainlink. Whatever you want. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a great project. It could be a bad. I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Right.
Yep.
And you say, I'm going to run some Facebook ad, right, to get somebody, or some Google ad to get somebody to go there. What's your cost per click? Your cost per click is like $1. You know.
Yep. No, I bet it's more than that on crypto. I bet it's more than that.
But cost to get somebody to sign up, download an app on blockchain and go through the thing, $50, man. You know what I mean? And on EOS, what?
Yeah,
so,
easy.
Right. So what is $50 times 20,000 downloads? $1 million. Like, my point is, like, it's very hard to get this kind of numbers by paying for it. You see what I'm saying? You know, so we're in this situation where, you know, there's not a lot of people on blockchain. You know what I mean? And so if you're there's not a lot of critical mass, right? But now imagine a thing like Lynx, And imagine instead of these 2 to 3 games that we have right now, there's 50 games. And you can play chess against somebody. You can play Tetris against somebody. You can play gin rummy. You can play poker with your friends. You can play whatever you want to do, right? You can play Fortnite and I'm down the road, right? You know what I mean? But you can do all these things, and there's community there, right? Well, guess what? All of a sudden, that now becomes super useful, right? That's a super useful consumer kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so, look, our view is like we need to get to this kind of consumer critical mass. Like I'm a big chess player. I play chess all the time. I'm not saying I'm fantastically good. I'm good, but I'm not great.
You're a smart guy. I can see that.
I love chess, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love going to chess.com. I press play, and within 3 seconds, I'm matched with somebody else. Right?
For the record, Fred, hold on. I got to stop you for a second. For the record, you don't just play chess like a long time for a long period of your life without being relatively decent at it. So I can't imagine you not being pretty competitive when you play.
But what I'm trying to say is it works because there's a lot of people there who are also like, right? So I think there's this thing that we're trying to do, right? Which we think everything we're doing will start to really make sense once we get a large number of people in at the same time, concurrently, right?
Yep.
Like if I went to Lynx and there was like a chat room with 500 people in it, and then there's like pickup games of chess, and then there was like, you want to play free slots, there's that, and you can go to leaderboards and everything. Like all of a sudden, I'm going to spend a lot of time on that site. You know what I mean? Yep. And then it's a virtuous circle because now somebody has a cool game. What are they going to want to do? They're going to want to put the game there, right?
Yep.
So that's what happened with Zynga, right? They started with like one game, it was Mafia Wars, right? Then they had Zynga Poker, right? And then they had Farmville.
Man, right? Farmville killed it. I was slaying some corn and tomatoes back in the day.
Well, something like Farmville is absolutely perfect, for this kind of thing, because it's not only about getting coins, it's also about getting corn. Like the corn could be a coin, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So the corn sits in your wallet. So instead of having your tokens be Ethereum and Bitcoin and Lynx and EOS, right? You have corn and you have barley and you have, those are coins.
And those will be like NFTs, right?
Those are NFTs, right?
Yes.
So you have some bushels of corn, So
sure.
Now this becomes super cool because now you can take those bushels of coin and you can start selling those on a marketplace, and then that becomes a whole game in and of itself, right?
Absolutely.
And so,
and you're speaking my language right now. Like the amount of time that the average American, average world citizen that has access to an iPhone is spending time playing Candy Crush or whatever the hot game is right now. I mean, I still play to this very minute a game similar to Candy Crush. I don't even remember the name of it, but like whenever I need to waste time, I get on it and I match a bunch of things up, and I figured out how to change the time in my phone.
You have to remember this, but in 2000 there was a game like this called Bejeweled.
Yeah, Bejeweled. I love Bejeweled.
Right?
Yep.
That was a similar type of game, right?
Yep.
And Bejeweled, it's like these match 3 type things. Like they're so popular, and they're always going through these evolutions, right?
Yep.
And so, but I think having all these games in one place and they all work with crypto, and that's sort of our dream, right? If we can get to that point, we think that can really generate some really great usage.
I mean, even in the
then we get
in the sense of like, some of the other games like the League of Legends or, even going back even further to like World of Warcraft, people were spending money, their own money to engage with another, user or users. And there was no reward outside of, personal gratification for the most part, right? I know you could do some other things on the side, but like this is opening up a gaming economy that has never existed before, that, really is maybe the future of what we're seeing in the gaming world, especially the user gamer from the mobile phone or the mobile device.
And that's kind of like the long-term like goal is to basically get games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, all these games that have these like skins and everything. And you buy like, I paid $20 for an Apex Legends skin.
By the way, I'll be gaming tonight if you're on, so hit me up, Cesaro.
Yeah. And it's like I got paid $20 for it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done with it. And now it's like I wish I could just get my $20 back or sell it for something cheaper or trade it for something. That's what I want to do easily. And I think that with the blockchain stuff, that you can have these assets stored in your wallet, and you can take them to third party marketplaces eventually and be able to sell them like instantly. Like that's the goal.
No, agreed, and that is the future of gaming. And in this, like, as someone who hopes to see, the gaming world continue to evolve. I mean, look, esports is an actual college, associated, sport at this point in several campuses that I've been seeing just on my news feeds. So I mean, this is absolutely relevant. You're in front of the game right now, and it might be a long time before people take. I remember how long it took people to take Facebook seriously. Oh, Facebook. Oh, it must be Facebook official. Remember that joke that people used to say? Well, now like that's for real. Like you can go to jail for something you say on Facebook these days, right? And which is scary in its own way, in some capacity. But regardless, moving back into the main point of the topic is, I love the actual interface, the usability, and then to hear the ideology of the team and the reasons why. I mean, it's a really dynamite combination here. Let's talk about, a little bit about, the big picture. What's the scalability here besides what we just said? Are you looking to do more than just gaming?
Well, we definitely want to. Okay, so there's two things. There's one other thing that we started with, which is, we'll see how it goes, right? But one of our friends here in LA, who's a developer, has built this thing called Chirp, right? Which is kind of a social type thing. So if you think about it, they all go together, right? So, and one of the reasons that gaming works so well on Facebook is that it was social. You could invite people, right?
Yep.
To the game. You could invite people to, if you remember, there was a lot of the initial growth of Facebook was due to the fact that people would be inviting you to help them, on mafia wars and stuff. So
absolutely. I was inviting people all day for free, right, just because I wanted more people.
So look, I think it's a combination of social and gaming. Now the social stuff can sort of exist on its own. I think there's some iterations on that. But I think it's those are the two focuses that we're having, right? It's not like DeFi or, earning interest on your crypto or none of that, right? So what we want to do is we want to introduce the world to crypto, right? And I think it's these virtual goods. I mean, once we get the virtual goods launched, which by the way we don't have yet, right? And nobody does. The only virtual goods that are on Ether, very difficult to use blockchain, very slow, not built into the wallet. But the way we see it, the minute we get virtual goods, okay, that changes everything. Because now, all of a sudden, I can give you, inside of a game, I could give you a lottery ticket. And that lottery ticket might be the golden ticket in Willy Wonka, right? And that gets you 10,000 links, you know what I mean? Or that gives you, a stand-on role in some, Hollywood sitcom or something, right? So my point is, like,
that's really cool, by the way. I like that thought process.
Yeah. Anyway, but there's the idea that you can win a certificate, a ticket, as opposed to just like another 3 of these coins. I think that's going to be transformative, because I think ticketing is another really big application of this thing. Whether it's events or just goods, virtual goods of, like, it could be an hour of somebody's time or a pass to the inside of, crypto coin trader or whatever it is, right? This idea of the virtual goods, I think, is really big. We're a little bit away because we got to launch it first. We got to get, and so we think the critical mass is going to come from gaming. That's probably where we think we can get millions of users that way, we think.
Yep, organically, just because it makes sense.
Right? I mean, it has to be a combination of, we've got to get the users, we've got to attract game developers to develop on our platform, right? And they're going to bring even more users, right? So it's a combination. We're not going to build all the games ourselves. Nor do we want to, right? But we want to build a platform. We want to show people what can be built using a blockchain. And then we want other people to come in and build, And so
absolutely.
And that's kind of what we think we can do. If we can attract the developers, and the developers want the same thing that we want, right? They don't want to pay. They don't want to have their users pay for a wallet or a blockchain.
Yep.
They don't want to have
exactly
to pay
right.
fees. They just want it simple, good, etc. So, I think
and I don't want to speak for you. I don't want to speak for you when I say this, but folks, he's saying stuff like, we want to have millions of users, and he's not just specifically talking about crypto users here. He's talking about users, people that are using it to play. Is that I don't want to speak for you. Obviously, as many crypto people you can.
We're specifically not talking about crypto people. I think I think that
like the best way possible.
I think it's again. How many people want to play Slither or tic-tac-toe or whatever, solitaire or something? These are not crypto people. These are just people,
People wasting time. Yeah.
Yeah, you can call it
on a subway.
Look, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates play bridge together.
That's pretty cool.
That's what they do. They play bridge. Okay. The guy's got both of them have all the money in the world. And what do they do at the time? They play bridge. Okay. So it's like, every single person on every single ladder of the socioeconomic ladder, every rung of that ladder, they're always playing games. Games are never going away.
And just as just my personal view of it, and kind of like how I see things kind of going, it's like we are hitting the crypto people, but we're very interested in hitting the non-crypto people without the non-crypto people knowing it's kind of crypto. Because the minute you say it's crypto already has a bad rap. They're scared of it. They're like, oh, dark web, blah, blah, blah. So it's like you're introducing it to them without actually like saying it's crypto. And then what you do is after you get them, like, let's just say we get 1 million people are on it and they have, 1 million wallets. You bridge with another company or something popular. You go, hey, take your Lynx wallet and log into this thing and receive this. It's like you can start using your wallet now, and they're like, oh, I can use this to log into this website. Oh, I can use this to log into Amazon, or I can use it it's like that's kind of like where we see it. I see it going.
Yeah, we agree.
No, I completely agree with that. And a conversation I had with a buddy of mine who's also an entrepreneur in his own way. He said, when crypto people figure out that people don't care what coin it is, they just want to know what the USD value is when they're actually swapping it. They don't. You don't even have to tell them that they're using a token. People are just telling them that a lot of times so that they'll be enticed to buy more or that they can sell something. But when you're talking about this style of stuff, it doesn't need to be, manipulated in a way, at least, as far as the way that it's explained, to get people to be interested. This is a way to earn links, right? You can hop on, earn links for free just by doing something you would do on a regular app. But the concept and the technology and the reasons why you exist, I don't want to lose that, and we can kind of on the tail end of this interview here, Fred and Kory, I'd love to even get into, what is the overall like use cases besides the gaming? Like where does this project stand when it comes up to EOS or when it comes to Bitcoin? Like where do you fit in?
Look, I think one of the things I was having a lot of debate with people, so part of people go, what is the use of blockchain? Okay. And I basically come to the following conclusion. A coin is useful if there's a lot of people who think it's useful. That's it.
Yep.
Okay. That's it. So, why is Litecoin useful? Well, a bunch of people think Litecoin's valuable, They use it to transact stuff, that it's useful, Same with Dogecoin, you may completely laugh at it, but
I don't.
People use it. They use it to tip. They use it to do a bunch of junk, right? So, on the other hand, a cryptocurrency that's not used much, that doesn't have a lot of daily active users, to me, is just not that interesting. I don't really want to say it's a good short or anything, but it's just like, why care? What's the point of, I'll just pick on one, Cardano. Okay. What's the point of Cardano? I don't know. Never heard of anybody using Cardano or wanting to use Cardano or whatever. I don't know. It's worth $1 billion, but it doesn't matter. I don't see it being very useful, right? So I think for us is the question I think we have is, can we get a lot of people using Lynx? Absolutely. We do think that, Can we get, in fact, more people using Lynx than EOS? Yeah, I think so. And I would say if all things are equal, in 90 days, we're going to have more daily active users than EOS. In 90 days. I mean, if crazy. Not today, okay, to be honest, because EOS is down to about 10,000 daily active users, So I think, it's not, these numbers, you look at Ethereum, it has a $15 billion market cap. You know how many people are on Ethereum every day? I want you to pull up a chart. Go to DAP.com right now, and you're just gonna be shocked. Go to DAP.com and share this with your user, your listener.
I sure will.
Now, Ethereum market cap, $16 billion, right? Now you go to ranking there, ranking. Okay, now let's look at the numbers on that thing. Okay. Click on Ethereum and you can see their numbers. You have it, Kory, but I can't really read his screen. Yeah. Okay, so you have so
this is I just ranked it in 24-hour the 24-hour users.
Yeah, exactly.
So active 24-hour users.
Click on Ethereum. You're on Ethereum?
All right.
Not all.
Let me find Ethereum.
It's at the top.
Scroll up.
Up.
It's right.
Oh, my bad. I was on all blockchains. Yeah, that's what you're telling me. Yeah,
so the number one app on Ethereum, okay, had 1.7 thousand users.
My crypto heroes.
No, well, you're having that one I think is a sponsored one, but on Ethereum, I'm looking at it. It says MakerDAO. MakerDAO has 1,000. You have to sort them by 24-hour users. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got it on, but like you said, I don't know the intricacies on exactly what it is, but I got MakerDAO right here.
Numbers of the 24-hour users. They're all like 1,000, 300, 500, etc.
The top one was like 1,700 people.
Yeah.
Go back, and I got. Okay. That was MakerDAO, by the way.
Just look at that column, the column of active users. Okay. Yep. MakerDAO 1.7. The next one, IDEX, 300 users. Okay.
Yep.
The next one, Uniswap, 900 users. These are the most active dApps on Ethereum.
Absolutely.
The number, you can sum all those things up. There's 5,000 users.
Yep.
There's not more than 10,000 people using Ethereum on a daily basis, Joe.
I got more people interacting on my Facebook post than they do in their entire blockchain.
Right. And so that blockchain, what's the market cap of Ethereum? Let's just look at that. I think it's like 16 billion right now, ETH market cap. So my point is, it's 15.4 billion. Right? So you have 15.4 billion with, let's call it 5,000 daily active users, right? I mean,
yep.
The numbers are just, you're talking, $3 million per user. It's just crazy, right? It's just absolutely bananas. It's $3 million per active user is the valuation of Ethereum. And this is, by the way, it's down 90% from its high. But it's still $3 million per active user, right? Which is insane, right? You would never value anything like that, right? So my point is I think that these things are not used very much. Middle America, again, picking on America because that's where I am, Middle America they're not on Ethereum. They're not using Ethereum or MetaMask or anything.
Nor are they going to be anytime soon.
Right. And they aren't using EOS either. Okay. They had a good shot at maybe hitting mass market, but it didn't happen. And now Ethereum is in the doghouse too. I mean, EOS. So my point is it's completely wide open. Nobody has figured out consumer crypto. Nobody, right? So the bar is really, really low. It's not like we're talking about taking on Facebook here. I can't take on Facebook. There's no possible way. I could do whatever I want right now. They have too much of I can't take on Craigslist. I couldn't, these things have too much network effect, right? But crypto right now is in this complete, nothing works, nothing, it's all broken. Nobody's using it. So if I can get, 50,000 people a day playing my games, I'm winning, and I will, I got
by a lot,
50,000 people a day. I have the largest blockchain in the world, period. Stop. End of story. That's 50,000 people. So I'm just sitting there going, can I get 50,000 people playing video poker for free? Yeah, I think
yes.
I'm pretty sure. And
for sure.
Get them to tell their brother and everything to get referrals. Yeah, I think I can. I mean, look, I got 20,000 people in a week, We're going to have 100,000 people by the end of this month, So
and,
we'll be able to.
By the way, it was Monday, right? Monday, y'all went live.
Yeah.
So it's 20,000 people in 5 days.
Correct. Right.
That's incredible.
Right. So look, I mean, but it's not really. I mean, it's just a very viral thing, I mean, look, if you look at Snapchat, look at how fast that thing grew, right? Look at how fast Instagram grew. I mean, like this is the world we live in. We live in a hyper-connected world where if something has, something is kind of working, it should work big. Right? It's either going to work big or it's just not going to work at all. Like that's the reality, right? And I think, look, our thing, genuinely right now, is it that useful? No, we got 2 games. We built these games, Alien Invasion and Bomb Sweeper. How long did it take us to build Bomb Sweeper, Kory?
It took us about 4 or 5 days to design and about a week and a half of development.
Yeah, that's it. 2 guys.
What was the other one?
Alien Invasion was the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. What is Alien Invasion about?
That was an idea that basically the idea is you're an alien and you have to take over the world, and you drop nukes on different countries. And,
Yes.
and the idea is to eradicate these humans. Okay, a little bit dark, but anyway. So
it's funny.
Basically, I swapped
Relevant
continents. So like your mission is Australia. Let's blow up Australia. So then there's one square in Australia that's the mother lode, right? And so it's kind of pointless, but all you do is you click, you launch a nuke, you drop it, and that's it. And hopefully you get the mother lode. And, it's not the most intellectual game in the world. I mean, you could say it's not really a game, but like people get, look, but can we make about 20 of these games? Yeah, we can, can we make some
people getting free links?
Yeah. They get some small amount.
Exactly.
And it's random too, right? Like if they hit the mother lode, they get more links. If they just bomb a little human base and kill 20 people, that they don't get much for that, It's like you have to
Can you win this game
to get money. So anyway,
is there a winner?
Yeah. So basically, look, we think we can get a lot of really cool games like this that get a lot of people interested and they get competitive. We have leaderboards and all this stuff, but we're thinking a little bit outside the box. We're not thinking like, oh, Fred, how's your delegated proof of stake, consensus algorithm? You know what? I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's good. That's what it is.
It works.
It works.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Yep.
Guess
Play my
what?
game.
Do you think my consumers care about my delegated proof of stake? No, they don't.
No.
They absolutely.
The more they have to think about it, the more they're going to be they're going to be less interested.
So my point is, I go on Telegram and I talk with these crypto people, and they're like, "Fred, Lynx is too centralized, or this or that." And I'm like, you know what? You might be a little right, but I don't really care right now, and we're going to decentralize it further and whatever. It's not even, but like, that is so not the problem right now with crypto. That is not the problem. Nobody cares about your decentralization, this or that. All they want to know is that token that I'm going to give, can somebody take that token from me? And the answer is no. Nobody can take it from you, right? Can Fred Krueger just give himself 20 million tokens? No, he can't. We've decentralized it to that extent, right? So it's decentralized as much as EOS is, and so these are real tokens. They're real limited supply, and you know what? The rest of it doesn't matter. Like, we could sit here, and this is not the Princeton Debate Society, This is like we're trying to like get people interested in something. And I think everybody who's into crypto needs to like step back and say, go to the dinner table and say, and do the sniff test. Do your fellow people at the table care about what you're talking about? Because if you're talking about, maximalism and all these things that crypto people care about, the wrong conversation, I think,
Absolutely.
So I think we need to figure out what are the things that are going to work in crypto. How do we get crypto to do those things? And look, I love Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's great, right? But, is Bitcoin ever going to be used for like this kind of stuff? No, it will never be used. It will never be used. Okay. It can't. Bitcoin is not going to be used to store skins in Fortnite ever, ever, ever.
Correct.
Bitcoin will never be used to play Alien Invasion ever.
Yep.
So Bitcoin is useful for like digital gold, right? You want to give something to your. I got these little 10-gram, little cards, and you want to put them in your safe and give somebody some Bitcoin. Great, that's fantastic. Prepare for nuclear war. Here's some Bitcoin. Great. But if you want to use the stuff, it's not that great. If you want to use it in a kind of commercial, kind of fast way, move stuff around, and that's why we've taken the approach as how do we get the stuff to have maximal usability in apps we took an approach that nobody has taken ever up till now, which is let's start, instead of saying we'll build a chain and the wallets will come. No. We're taking an Apple approach, which is we got the chain, we got the wallets, it's all integrated, it all works together, And so like a consumer comes in, they're like, okay, great, works. They're not, and if you notice right now, we've even taken out like the private key stuff. It's there, you can see it, but we don't even show you like copy down these 12 words or anything like that. And most people don't need that stuff. They don't want to see that. And if they see that, it's going to scare them off. 2 out of 3 of them will abandon ship. They're going to be like, I have to copy down these 12 words on a piece of paper and save it in the safe. No, thanks. I have no interest in this, So,
I completely agree.
So
I completely agree. You're not going to onboard new people without evolving that way.
Yeah, we can't.
Well,
so
it's like if I understand the private key stuff, like when you show that to the user, like, oh, okay, but it's like if you obfuscate that, and then like once they hit a threshold, like maybe like $100 in their account, you're like, whoa, hey, you got some money in here. You might want to back up your key. Then,
click here to back it up.
Then you show them.
Yep.
And it's got to click this button to back it up.
Yep.
And what's a little
makes complete sense.
The key here, But we just, it has to be a mindset difference from this crypto stuff. It goes all the way back to Satoshi, which is like this kind of, who knows what he looks like. He's wearing a dark suit and he's like in the cyber thing. He's hacking out stuff and you have to have a server to understand what he's doing. Like that's the mythology of crypto. We got to get away from that stuff. Like it's never going to go mainstream if we have these kind of like cloak and dagger, Mission Impossible, MI5, Ving Rhames. Yeah, let me type in the super secret code here. It's never going to work.
Well said. No, and I agreed. Like there's 2 different conceptualizations of what Bitcoin is here too, compared to what you guys are trying to evolve the blockchain into. And I'm really grateful for your perspectives, Fred and Kory, obviously, but also I'm really excited about your contributions at this point. You guys have built something that seems to be on the forefront of what's next in crypto and blockchain. It's a big deal. So look, we got to wind this down a little bit. I got some bad weather rolling in, so I'm gonna go board up the windows and whatnot down here in the great state of Mississippi. But in the meantime, let's go ahead. Where can people find you? How do they actually get involved? Can they play on their phone? Let's round it off with some information on how they actually get involved.
Lynxwallet.io is our address, and from there I think it takes you everywhere, right? From there, from Lynxwallet.io.
Just go to Lynxwallet.io and just click get started, and you can create an account.
Pretty much, that's the way to go. And you get 3 free accounts. So even if you
and there's also an app.
Yeah, there's apps on iOS and on Android. And the desktop thing is a downloadable too, right? So you have to download the desktop for security. So it does store it's not like a web thing. So web wallets are not secure. You should not use web wallets. You know what I mean? So it's stored securely. And if you start getting really a lot of money, then I've seen people show me their Lynx wallets with $1 million on them. I don't recommend people do that, but people have done that before. I don't recommend saving $1 million on your phone. Because it's not somebody could grab the phone, figure out your 6-digit thing, and they could send but it's fine for a couple $1,000. Like fine, no problem.
Yep, exactly right.
Well, look,
and if you need to have $1 million on it, you can.
You can look, and if you want to be, so. But I think we're going to have, follow the project. We're coming up with a lot of great games. We've got the solitaire game that's started working on, and then the video poker game that's coming out. And so those are 2 free to play ones that are coming out, and then we've got some other partner gambling games that other, not us, but people building real gambling games that are on EOS, that are on our EOS wallet, that are going to be moving over to Lynx. And if you have a game and go to our Telegram. We're always on Telegram, either Kory or me or Jake or somebody, Ricky or Cindy. So we're very active on Telegram. So if you go to Lynx on Telegram, and if there's a game or something or you want to see, or you have some ideas, hit us up or hit me up on Facebook. I like Facebook a lot. So
yep.
You can always
and Fred, if
we're all pretty transparent. I just hope you enjoy the experience. I hope, and it's early, so like a lot of people are like, those games suck. And like, well, yeah, I mean, number one, they're free. You didn't pay anything for them. Number 2, you're earning links. Okay. Number 3, guess what? They're better than anything else in blockchain. So, don't give us too hard a time, So,
yeah,
but they're going to get better.
I look forward to this development.
So, thanks a lot, Joe.
No, I expect that. Yeah, of course, and Kory's been great to have you on as well. I'm proud of your and happy for your success so far. I know it's the bottom of the barrel as far as what you have expectations for, but I look as a crypto user myself to see 20,000 people up front, to hop in like that. That should give you guys a lot of optimism to see what's next and what these people are going to help you guys accomplish as a crypto community. And it looks like you're well on your way. But once again, thanks for showing up too, Kory. Thanks for showing up, Fred. It means a lot.
Cheers. Bye.
All right. All righty. Okay, everybody. Well, that was Kory and Fred from lynxwallet.io. Please check them out. Look, and Fred, if you're still listening, please make sure that you actually post some of those links from your personal profile, so people will know that it's the actual link or the Telegram. I think you're more than welcome to do that in the link of the Facebook chat. But anyways, hey folks, until next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks for being here on Friday night with us. Look, we're heading into this new year. Bitcoin seems like it's doing all right. I hope it sustains, but most importantly, let's make sure that we're in a position where we understand how to explain this space, to point the people in the right directions. If you ever need any help with that, I'll be the first person to raise my hand and say, hey, I'll help you. Fred Krueger is somebody who I've looked up to now since I've even knew who he was. I consider him as somewhat of a hero. You've heard me probably say that several times. I like him because he's got this perspective. It's like, how do you win? You just win, right? You got to win, and you got to do it, and it's got to make sense. You can't expect everybody to conform to crypto. You've got to understand your audience and who you're trying to onboard, right? Fred, it's just inherent with him. He doesn't have to explain that to himself. He just knows already that's what you have to do to make this a little bit more mainstream. And the blockchain is the future of every major transaction that ever happens on the internet, and more than likely physically as well at some point. Anyways, we'll see you soon. Bitcoin Radio. Till next time, stay safe out there.